Hi, welcome again to Introduction to Community Economic and Social Development 1006, instructed by Dr. Laura Wiper, which is being offered this fall 2018. My name is Tyler Pollard and I'm the e-learning specialist here at Algoma University. Dr. Wiper has asked me to prepare a short demonstration video for how to successfully navigate within our university's LMS, which stands for Learning Management System. And I'm more than happy to do this for her, as well as for you, the students of this class. In this video, I will be discussing number 1, how to open and view important documents located in the top cell of your LMS. Number 2, a breakdown of how Dr. Wiper has organized the content for each lesson and how to easily navigate from one activity or resource to the other. And the last and final one, number 3, a short description of the navigation bar, which is located on the upper left-hand corner of your screen once you're inside each lesson. If you do have any questions or concerns after watching this video, I will leave my contact information for you. So without further ado, let's get into it. Thank you. Okay, you'll notice here that we are actually inside the LMS. To be more specific, we're inside of the CESD 1006 Introduction to Community Economic and Social Development 18 fall course, which is the one that you will be enrolled in once you enter your enrollment key. So when you enter your enrollment key, you join the class for the first time, you'll notice that the page is set up like this. I'll be going through how it's broken down, starting at the top and working my way down the page. The LMS system at Algoma University is often referred to as the Moodle page or Moodle course page, and I'd like to explain a little bit about this. The LMS, which stands for the Learning Management System, is our central repository, but it's using an open source software called Moodle. So that's why these names are often used interchangeably, so don't be confused. Moodle is a type of LMS, so when one of your classmates says, you have to go to the Moodle page, or Dr. Wiper says visit the Moodle course page, it basically means the same thing as the LMS. So now that that's cleared up, I'd like to, in the next video, go to the top of the LMS page and explain what's in the top cell. Okay, in the top cell of your course, you'll notice that Dr. Wiper has posted a bunch of resources for you. There's a difference between resources and activities, and that will become more apparent as I'm working my way through the course. So these are all resources posted by the teacher and meant for your viewing. So make sure that you do check out Dr. Wiper's orientation video, where she just gives a basic overview of your course. That's really important that you do that. The next one here, which I will open, is the syllabus for 1006. So make sure that you do read through this. To open the file, double click like you would anywhere else as you're trying to open a Word document. For me, it's opening at the bottom of the screen. I just have to open it up one more time here. So I just got to drag it over here into the other screen. So this is the course overview or course outline. So as I just said, make sure that you go through this and read all the details as to when the class is, how many classes there are, the breakdown for grades, learning outcomes and learning objectives, the required readings as far as, there's some required readings here, as well as the required textbook for the course. If there are any questions, or if you have any questions for Dr. Wiper, make sure that you get a hold of her right away. Now, I can simply X out of this to go back to the course page. Okay. Other things worth mentioning on this page or in the top cell would be the marking rubrics for your in-class participation. Again, I'm not going to open each one of these, but get the idea. So you double click on each one of these, or alternatively, you can click on the right button on your mouse and then open the link from there. You'll see a marking rubric for your reflection assignment. as well as a marking rubric for your final paper and book review. And you'll also see this Moodle video here, which is probably how you access this video. So that's always going to be there. If you do have any questions, you can always go back to this reference. In the next part of this video, I'm going to give an overview of how Laura has broken down each of her weeks, and we'll go through that sequentially. Okay, in this section of the demo video, I'm going to go into one of Dr. Wiper's lessons. So let's go into week 3. To do so, we have to click on the picture, which will then link us to the lesson. And once you enter the lesson, you'll see that there are some other pictures here. Each of these pictures represents a different section of her class or her lesson. So to watch the introduction video, all you have to do is to click on the picture again, and that will take you into that section of the class. I'm not going to do that, but just explain how to navigate. So on this page, you'll see that, underneath the introduction video, she'll have a section where she will list or organize the learning outcomes and learning objectives for the lesson. So again, click on the picture and you can read through those learning outcomes and learning objectives. In the next part, you'll see this week's big ideas. So actually, I'll click on that to show you this part. So once you click on this section of the lesson, it'll take you to a page where she does list all the big ideas that you guys should definitely be aware of. And if you don't understand any of these big ideas, then definitely reach out to your classmates, reach out to Laura, and revisit the reading material, the videos, and make sure that you do achieve the learning outcomes for this lesson, for each lesson. So going back to the page, you can push the back button. Another way that you can navigate back to the course page, or sorry, for week 3, would be to go here. Just like cookie crumbs on a normal web page. So if you go there, it'll take you back to week 3. If you go to here, you'll actually navigate back to the main course page or the main Moodle page. So that's another way to navigate. Okay, so going down this page, you'll see the required readings and videos for this lesson. Okay, again, if there's no reading, then it'll be announced here, but just follow the directions that Dr. Wiper is leaving for you as you go through each lesson. Okay, to go back, I'm going to use the back arrow. Weekly forums. So yes, it's your responsibility to open the forums and to respond to any question that's posed by Laura, and then respond to other classmates' responses. So it is a community of learners, and to communicate, you do have to add input to the conversation. So that's left with you. Going back, I'm going to again use the cookie crumbs here and go back to week 3. In the final section of this lesson, or for each lesson, you will see, okay, it's taken a while, I'm going to try to use my back button. Okay, in the final section, you'll see how is your understanding, and in this section, you might find a supplementary video, you might find a supplementary article. These are optional, and it's meant to synthesize the information that you've learned, and just to give you another chance to address each of the learning outcomes of the lesson. So that's the last section. If there's any assigned homework, you might see another box here that says homework, and if you click on that link, it'll take you to the assignment for the week. Okay, so that's it for how she's broken down each of her lessons. If I go back to the main course page here, you'll notice in week 1 for the forum, I'm just going to click on the picture here. Okay, go to week 1 forum. Okay, there's no weekly question here, and your task for week 1 is to introduce yourself, which Laura went through in her introduction video. So make sure that you do watch that video and get the instructions that you need to properly introduce yourself to the class. Very important this week for week 1. Okay, so going back to the course page, in the next section I will be discussing the navigation bar, which if you go into a lesson, it is up in the upper left-hand corner of your page. So that will be the topic of the last demo video. Okay, in this last part of the demonstration video, I'm going to explain the navigation bar, which is in the upper left-hand corner, as I mentioned, once you enter the lesson. So let's just retrace here a little bit. I'm going to go back to the main course page. Okay, I'm going to click into, let's go into the first week, week 1. And that's when you'll see this table of contents pop up. So each of these sections or categories of Laura's lessons can be considered like a chapter of the lesson. So that's what this represents, like a book. So chapter 1 would be the intro video, which matches this section over here, followed by, if I scroll down the page, okay, the next section would be learning outcomes and objectives. You'll see here that that's the same title. The third chapter, this week's big ideas, okay, it matches. So if you don't want to navigate, or you find it a little cumbersome navigating with the pictures, then you can definitely use the categories here. So let's just jump into the weekly forum. It takes you to this page. So if I go back and if I use the pictures instead, it's going to take me to the same place. Okay, so hopefully that clears up how you can use both systems to navigate through the content. And basically wherever your mouse is, what's easier and more convenient for you, that's what I usually do. So if I'm navigating here, I'll go from one picture to the other, but if my mouse is up here, I'll be navigating using this navigation bar. Okay, so that's it for the demonstration video. I'm going to finish by leaving my contact information on the next part, or on the next slide here, which will be part of the screen recording. So again, welcome to the course. Laura is a great teacher. I think you'll have a good time with her. Enjoy it. And if you do experience any problems or any difficulties along the way, feel free to reach out to me. I'm more than willing to help you. Okay, have a great semester. Bye-bye.